I never want to hear another Red Hatter say that they support veterans.
I don't want to hear another thank you for your fucking service.
I
don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. You fuckers took my mental health care. The one thing that keeps me from killing people, from losing my goddamn mind. You took my goddamn peace of mind. You fuckers.
They fired his doctor, so they didn't tell us. Just waited until it was his appointment time, and then she never showed up. And then he called to find out where she was. And she said she got fired. And this was his medication re-up appointment.
Oh, I'm telling the people thank you.
Yes.
I can't tell you how much your guys' words have meant to me. It's more than the thank yous of 1,000 hollow Republicans to just hear actual, genuine support. Thank you very much.
Very proud of you. And you know, a lot of people are like, he was very that some people are gonna get triggered, and I am very sorry about that.
I do to also apologize to all those women
or men,
or
indies or non-binary peoples.
Whatever you are, if you were triggered by me screaming, I'm sorry.
Like, we are sorry about that. I mean, it's a very valid emotion, and he is definitely allowed to express that in his own space. However, we did share it with the internet, and it could trigger people, so we are sorry for that, but are grateful for all the help. He wanted to say this for the people who are concerned about my safety. It's appreciated, but
how do I start this? She's a saint for putting up with my bullshit on a regular basis, day to day. And I don't do that every day, but she has made it so that I have a safe place that I can let that out without fearing any consequences. And
because everybody has a bad day.
No, it's not how I should respond to things. I should keep a little better control of myself, and I've gone to therapy and I've learned the tools, and sometimes they fail, and I promise to try and do better.
That's okay. I love you. Like, I'm used to yelling. My brother was 80% deaf in one year, 40% deaf in the other. I'm quite used to yelling. But thank you for the concern.
They're slashing staff, crushing unions, and selling out the VA for what? So billionaires can make more money while veterans sit on wait list. Or worse, they'll get no treatment. Our president was asleep while Musk was at the wheel. Do you know what happens to a serviceman when they fall asleep when they're on duty? Veterans don't trust him. He's not one of us.
So that was Eric Rodriguez. He's a veteran of the war in Iraq. He was reacting to the news that the Trump administration is cutting thousands of jobs from the Department of Veterans Affairs. On that, the AP reports this, quote, "The Department of Veterans Affairs is planning a reorganization that includes cutting more than 80,000 jobs." Wow, 80,000 jobs from the agency that provides health care for retired military members. The VA's chief of staff told top-level officials at the agency Tuesday that it had an objective to cut enough employees to return to 2019 staffing levels of just under 400,000. That would require terminating tens of thousands of employees after the VA had expanded during the Biden administration, as well as to cover veterans impacted by burn pits. For some veterans, that means not just worrying about what this means for their health care and their family's health care. They could also lose their jobs entirely. More than 25% of the VA's staff and workforce is made up of veterans.
Nearly 6,000 veterans have already lost their jobs and been terminated from federal service at an unprecedented rate, and will all enter the civilian workforce with less protections. While my time is limited, I just wanted to say this. This isn't subjective. This is evidence. This is evidence in less than 2 months. This administration has proved itself to be the most anti-veteran administration ever. What's going on is just not right on so many levels.
Yeah, you called it the most anti-veterans administration in history.
It is. I mean, there's almost 6,000 veterans that are terminated. It was just reported today that 80,000 VA employees are going to be terminated. They have the most amount of veterans. It shows you that the billionaires are the ones who matter, you know, and they're going to step on anybody to get them what they want. So it's unfortunate, but a lot of people are going to suffer.
I mean, Nicole, you will remember when Donald Trump became, the first president to do something like besmirch the legacy of a war hero, John McCain. Mm-hmm. And I think people thought, oh, maybe that kind of disgusting treatment of someone who has served our country in the most tangible, visceral, self-sacrificing way, maybe that's an anomaly. Maybe he will move past that. This is evidence, the treatment of veterans, right, which was once the third rail in American politics. You would never see a Republican Party targeting veterans, targeting the VA, having veterans come to town halls and say, this is the most anti-veteran administration in American history. The statements Trump made about John McCain, the statements he's made about people who serve, who were wounded in combat, he, as someone who got out of serving this country because of bone spurs, that was not an anomaly, that was an indicator. And you are now seeing the harvest of those seeds. The treatment of veterans is not going unnoticed by veterans themselves. There were a lot of them that spoke up last night, and they feel the same way.
Transition to your top political headlines. It takes us out to Detroit. We're learning the widespread layoffs by the Trump administration now hitting veterans. More than 80,000 jobs expected to be cut as the department plans to reorganize. Veterans across the nation concerned about how it may impact their benefits. Fox 2 Detroit's Camille Amiri joining us live this morning with the very latest on this story. Camille, good morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah, we're outside the John D. Dingle VA Medical Center here in Detroit, where, of course, a lot of people are worried, employees worried, and veterans who rely on services here, who come here every day and who are also obviously staying here right now. Let's take a look at some video. We're talking about protests that have been happening across the country where veterans and, of course, employees of the VA administration have been very upset and worried because when you talk about 80,000 jobs, that's taking numbers back to the 2019 staffing levels, where Biden, when he took office, he bumped things up. So, of course, we saw an increase in care as well for so many veterans who were coming back from overseas or, of course, obviously who have served in the past. Right now, it's unclear as to how many veteran administration employees are affected here in Detroit, as well as across the country, because we're talking about tens of thousands, but we're also talking about so many VA medical centers across the country that serve veterans. But a lot of fear and a lot of worry about the unknown. Take a listen.
We finally got that approved, and people are coming forward now to get their benefits. And now all those claims that are sitting at the region level to be examined and approved are all frozen because of this.
Just creating a great deal of stress and demoralization and feeling any day that they don't know what's going to happen to them.
People can earn more in the private sector. We were always struggling against that when it came to hiring primary care providers. And so you always feel like you don't have enough staff.
So this is twofold, right? Because we're talking about the veterans who rely on so many services here at VA centers across the country, but we're also talking about all these employees, as you heard in those sound bites, where people are just so unsure as whether or not they're going to have a job as these cuts start to roll over. So a lot to follow on this one. Of course, we'll keep you posted, and the Trump administration says that nothing will change as far as benefits. They say that there's just too much bureaucracy, too much red tape, and too much bloat is the word that the administration is using. So, of course, a big story that we'll be continuing to follow.
Never want to hear another red hatter say that they support veterans.
I don't want to hear another thank you for your fucking service.
I
don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. You fuckers took my mental health care. The one thing that keeps me from killing people, from losing my goddamn mind. You took my goddamn
peace of mind! You fuckers!
They fired his doctor.
My primary and my therapist are gone as well. Luckily, I was able to get my meds re-upped before all this nonsense. I'm not too confident about the future now, though.